Hello everybody and welcome to Hearts of Iron. Well, back I guess. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I just discovered that this is one of the Paradox games that does unpause with my pause recording hotkey. Stop recording hotkey, I guess. So that's exciting. Noted. We are ahead 1 hour. We did it! We ticked! Hooray! I mean, we're definitely going to. I just want to go over a little bit of what I did. You can see here that I've dealt with pretty much everything in the day one stuff. I've sorted out our armies, and I haven't gotten a battle plan for France yet. I figured I would want to do that probably in the actual episode. But we have the Polish theater set up. That was something we already did. The Asian theater is very initial. This is nowhere near done. We just don't have enough troops to be able to fully man this border, and we won't for a while. So that's going to be a thing. Now, the African setup over here, we just have these troops set up to defend the area. We do have a little bit around France over here, but that's basically it. And then for Europe, this is just sorting these guys in to defend Great Britain and Ireland. So nothing too major there. I didn't change anything in the construction. That's exactly the same. In the production, I added a bunch of convoys, because why would we need battleships? Seriously. Convoys are just as good, if not better. I also added in motorized vehicles. Now, we didn't have enough military factories to max out our motorized vehicles the way we have these others. So I put the motorized vehicles up to the maximum currently, and that's going to fill up as we build military factories. And then once that's full, I'll move it back down to be around here, and then we'll fill in from the infantry equipment. That said, do we have support equipment? I don't think we have any support equipment. We should definitely be producing some level of support equipment. We'll do something like that. Excellent. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready to start ticking forward. Let's bump this up to speed 3. Excellent. We are going to run out of fuel moving around this much, that's for sure. Yeah, we have some bases in low supply. Now, we are a little bit short on rubber. That is a thing. Apparently we're exporting 47 rubber. Now I have to wonder why we're exporting 47 rubber. That's interesting. We're currently apparently blocked from our delivery of chromium down here. But interestingly, we don't have any rubber over here. I think that's because that's a decision that we can get, isn't it? Yes, it is. Rubber plantations in Madagascar and Nigeria. That should be absolutely fine in theory. We want to work on getting all that done soon enough. Institute Press Censorship Communism State. Okay, that's exciting. We do currently have no template for support equipment. Oh, do we not have any support battalions in our current assault divisions? I deleted some of these. We're only currently recruiting assault divisions and armored divisions. We will likely continue that later on. We'll expand that. But for right now, this is what we're doing, and we're recruiting 5 simultaneously. But let's check in the assault division. Yeah, we don't have anything here that would support this. Light tanks would theoretically go there. Okay. Is that a technology that we need? I've forgotten then. What do we need that for? Let's check in the support companies. Engineers, recon, MPs, maintenance, field hospital, logistics, and signal company. Okay. Well, we could... Okay, that requires motorized. That's fine. We could theoretically put in a recon company, though. Couldn't we? Into our current assault divisions. Oops, I did not mean to do that. We could put in a recon company in one of these locations. It does cost 10 army experience, and we don't have that right now. I'm not currently doing any drilling, by the way. So that'll take some time to get that then. That's okay. We don't have anything actually constructing the support equipment right now, I don't think. Actually, we do. We have one military factory doing that. Did we already build a military factory? I don't believe so. No, we did not. Okay. Well, regardless, we currently have one military factory working on that, and we can just stockpile it. It's not a big deal. The African defense is currently running low on supplies, specifically over here. And I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that, but okay. I think probably for the same reason that we are having a trade issue with Madagascar. Delivery blocked. Now the question is, what is blocking it? I have no idea. Non-core controller? Maybe that's why. We don't have this cord. Perhaps. Regardless, I'm not too concerned. Okay, that zooming in and out is a wee bit laggy, but that's honestly probably going to smooth out as we go along. Excellent. Well, our industrial effort is coming along, and actually, for these early years, I'm actually going to move up to speed 5 for right now, until things actually start happening. I'm interested in checking in on Ming, though. They're working on war propaganda. Okay. Noted. That's going to be interesting, then. Question is, when can we start justifying on France? And we can do it now. This would generate a lot of world tension, but I'm okay with that. We can't currently send this because we need 16 more political power. Okay, so we just need to wait about 16 days. Fine. We can do some decisions, like growing rubber plantations. I feel like justifying to get France out of here is more important. I'd like to do a full annexation of them, if at all possible. We'll have to see how possible that ends up being. Okay. When can we get this justification started? That'll cost us 41 political power. We can do it right now. Excellent. Can we also justify on Francia? Can we justify simultaneously in Hearts of Iron? Yes, we can. We would need more political power, of course. That's okay. And that is available planes in reserve. Fine. For right now, I'm just going to add a new wing over here. We'll sort them out to where we need them to go a little bit later on. That'll be fine. Excellent. How's our construction going? Very well, actually. Our military factories are cruising right along. Very happy about that. But the early game of Hearts of Iron is often a little bit on the slow side, and this is not going to be substantially different, even though we are definitely generating some world tension. That's to be expected. So I think we are... Oh, that's interesting. Influence Netherlands and influence Francia. That's neat. But we don't necessarily actually want to do that. War with Netherlands and war with Francia, though. That's a puppet war goal. I would rather just take them over, honestly. We could do an army effort a little bit later on, but I think for right now, we're going to do a construction effort to get ourselves an additional civilian factory. Excellent. How goes our justification on France? Currently 35 out of 205 days complete. Fine. Now, we're not too concerned about Francia just yet. I really want to get France out of the way because having a front line this wacky is using a lot of troops. There's no doubt about that. But let's go ahead and start building rubber plantations in Nigeria. And in Madagascar. Excellent. Free India is abandoning the naval treaty. French communism is failing. That's not good. Comrades, although the greatest revolutionaries have once been called traitors, it has become plain to see that the revolution itself has been betrayed. How else would you explain the rule of the Parti Communiste Français of France, who have cast aside every hint of Marxist ideas to build a degenerated worker state where they can reign under false premises? In strengthening their own power at the price of the international revolution, they've shown that they care little for the ideals they claim to hold. We must bring the true revolution to them. Although initially supportive of the French Revolution, Bekele, I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced, Wasson, again I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced, has expressed increased disappointment with how it has developed. The communist faction may have to intervene before it is too late. I like that commitment to just being like, we're called the communist faction. In all situations, you must refer to us as the communist faction, because that is part of our name. If you don't refer, if you just call us the communist faction in this context, we're going to declare war on you. It's the communist faction. Excellent. Glad we had that talk. So let's proceed here. I didn't unpause the game. There's our superior firepower research finished. Excellent. Let's go ahead and grab delay, grabbing us some organization for our leg infantry. Wonderful. Now, we're not getting army experience via drilling, and I'm doing that kind of on purpose because I want to get our army experience by fighting France instead. And to that end, when is our justification with them going to be up? Because we should come up with an actual battle plan. Not for a while yet. Okay. Noted. We currently have no template for some things, that's obvious. And we can abandon the naval treaties. I'm never going to do this. I am in favor of the naval treaties. Excellent. There's basic machine tools finished up. And let's go ahead and grab... I really think that concentrated industry is the way to go. It's extremely unlikely that people are going to be fighting deep in our territory. Excellent. We currently have 1,000,000 convoys. Excellent. We have a lot available for transferring troops. That's exactly what we're looking for. We do have a decision available, and I think that's abandon the naval treaties. There's our construction effort done. Let's grab an armament effort to grab another military factory. Excellent. We're doing absolutely phenomenally on this construction, though. If we look at our... Actually, I want to hop into our production here, because we do not need anywhere near this many support equipment factories. I would rather be producing the motorized units right now as we are filling out our military factories. I'm going to actually bump the support equipment down to the bottom below light tanks. Do we have access to any other tank types? No, we do not. Okay, so then we'll bump that up to a maximum order once we have the military factories for it, but it's a low priority thing. There's our construction finishing up, allowing us to construct these factories even faster. And we're going to grab Excavation 1 for right now to help with our slight supplies shortage. Specifically, it's just rubber. We have a pretty big rubber shortage, though. It is a good thing that we are working on developing our rubber plantations. That's fine. How are we doing politically? The communist faction is actually super small. We could potentially... Oh yeah, anti-democratic raids. Do it. Excellent. We need to handle this. We have no elections, which is surprising considering that we had elections previously. So that's nice. Pretty soon we should jump down to speed 3, but I just want to get through this early stuff. We could start justifying war goals against Picardy. or Francia, technically. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. We need 12 more political power to be able to justify against both. We don't have the political power to pull that off just yet. Okay, sounds good. Mechanical computing has finished up. Let's go ahead and grab... I wanted to make sure I was in the right one. Let's grab radio. That reinforce rate will be nice. And we have a ludicrous amount of manpower available. So there's our concentrated industry finishing up. Let's go ahead and grab... I want to be in one of these two tabs. Maybe we should just get a little bit ahead of time and work on concentrated industry too. I guess that's okay. So we have an unassigned group of divisions over here. We finished up 5 assault divisions and 2 light tank brigades. I want to put all of them over here on this border. So we're going to move them into... specifically... I actually think I did this wrong. We'll remove that army. I want to move them into the Asian theater. And we want the army, of course, to be these guys. We'll move them into the Asian theater, and they will have to get reinforced. There's no doubt about that. But we will have them put up a front line against Kalaturis for right now. Excellent. Okay. So that's where the majority of our divisions are going to go to. There's our armament effort done. World tension is at 51%. Excellent. Let's go ahead and grab another construction effort for a civilian factory. That'll be fine. We're questioning French sovereignty. We've been doing that for a good long time, though. Like, technically they shouldn't be sovereign. We have every right to have France, and they don't seem to realize that. That's going to be done relatively soon. Let's actually hop over to the French theater here, and I would love to work on our battle plans. So, our offensive lines... Well, first we're going to need to select these guys. Then our offensive lines over here would be pretty much like that. This is going to be pretty obvious stuff. Now, this one is surrounding this. This is going to be a little bit more complicated. But I feel like our offensive line is kind of that-ish. I mean, we're going to want that, but we can come back to that. For this one, I mean, this is obviously our offensive line here, but I'm going to delete that, and it'll be like that. That'll work. Excellent. For this army. Which army is this? They're holding this? Okay, fine. Our offensive line, push to the sea. For these guys down here... Or where are these guys? Hang on. I'm slightly confused at what I'm looking at. Oh, okay. I'm looking at these guys. Fine. Oh, that's a front line. No, I did not mean to do a front line. Give me an offensive line. Thanks. We'll just push in through Paris like that. Excellent. For these guys, well, this is easy enough. I would love to push in like that. Same thing over here. No, I don't want a front line. I need to not do that. I need to do an offensive line. There we go. That'll do. For these guys, simple enough. Boom. For these guys, simple enough. We'll do that. For these guys, I mean, this is all super basic. I just want to grab the victory points. Front line would be... No, not front line. Offensive line. I need to stop doing that. Okay. Offensive line will be just head to the sea. Excellent. And then these guys over here. I mean, their offensive line is pretty much just that. Okay. So there's our rough attack plan set up. We don't have an offensive line over here, but once we establish this one, we'll be able to go after this final victory point. We do have unassigned divisions, and this one can go over to the Asian theater. We'll just assign it into... Hang on. We'll just assign it into that division. There we go. Excellent. Okay, how goes this justification? We're super, super close. Okay, let's just bump this back down to speed 3. Wonderful. And there's our justification done. We're going to go ahead and declare on them. We are going to conquer. We're not going to call any allies. We're just going to declare the war. And we're going to go into the French theater. And we are simply going to activate all of these plans. And in we go. We have very little intel on a lot of this, but you can see that France is already beginning to collapse. What are these guys up to? They belong to an army but have no orders assigned. Okay, why don't you guys come help out over here? Excellent. Okay, so we just have Paris surrounded. That's wonderful. And we're finishing up this location here. These guys have not yet managed to take this over, but they're working on it as we speak. Technically, we don't have this location. Let's have this army. We would have to naval invade them. Let's just hope that we don't need it. Paris has fallen. And we're going to win this, obviously. Excellent. So now, for this army over here, we're going to go ahead and set up a new offensive line. And I pretty much... If they're coming from the north, I pretty much want it to be like that. Do it. Okay, there's the French capitulation. Excellent. So we are going to conquer France. And I'd love to take all states. End turn. Done. There we go. No France. Fantastic. That is a giant blight on both Africa, which apparently has a bit of a sandstorm going on, and on Europe, taken care of. Now, we still need to clean up Francia, and ostensibly the Netherlands as well. So, we need to move some troops over to the Asian theater. That is 100% going to happen. I'll probably do that off camera. We're going to move these guys straight over here. Their offensive plan would be to push in like that. Excellent. These guys, they are going to come up over here, and they're going to front line there. And then these guys are going to front line there. And then the plan is for these guys, of course, to just push in offensively like that. Excellent. So there's Francia under control. I do want to begin justifying on them. We don't need to worry about world tension. That's kind of a giant... The world is on fire. The world is literally on fire. We're going to justify against them. Excellent. Now we have a lot of armies over here that are going to need to be transferred over to the Asian theater. So I'm just going to, for the time being, put all of those into a single army here. Now, we're not going to leave it like this, obviously. But we'll put them all into a single army over here. And then this army is going to be heading over this way. So we're going to need to move this army into the Asian theater. So we're going to just plop it on over. And now that it's here, we're going to select half of the current divisions, and we're going to form a new army. Then we're going to select half again and form another new army, and then half here and form another new army. Excellent. That gives us sufficient armies. Well, I don't know that it gives us sufficient armies, but it gives us sufficiently small armies. We'll set up a defensive line over here, and we'll set one up. I feel like... Okay, yeah, that set it up jointly. I'm okay with that. And then we'll set up a defensive line over here. Excellent. And then we will set one up over here as well. Okay, so we're not quite all the way up here, but we're getting close on that Asian theater. Excellent. Of course, we're going to have to do the same thing to Poland that we just did to France. But I think that will wait until after we deal with Francia. That said, we can attack Poland, or we can justify against them, if we wanted to. Yeah, let's do it. And with that, we're at 100% global tension already, 16 September 1936. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to conquer Francia and Poland, and then all that will be left for us to control in Europe is Netherlands, and they're in our faction, so we may hold off on that. For now, though, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.